15 Hidden Details of Princess Diana's Final Autopsy Report. The untimely death of the beloved Princess of Wales in 1997 left an indelible mark on the world, and her autopsy report has been a subject of intense scrutiny and speculation for decades. In this video, we'll take you through 15 hidden details from the autopsy report that have raised questions, fueled conspiracy theories, and provided new insights into the circumstances surrounding Princess Diana's tragic passing. From the official cause of death to the unusual delays in the emergency response, we'll explore the key findings and what they mean for our understanding. Sit back and relax. This promises to be a wild ride. Number 1. Cause of death. The final autopsy report of Princess Diana revealed that the primary cause of her death was severe internal injuries sustained during the tragic car crash in Paris. The most critical injury was a ruptured pulmonary vein, which led to massive internal bleeding, a condition called hemothorax, where blood accumulates in the chest cavity between the lungs and the chest wall. The report detailed that the bleeding was so severe that it ultimately led to her death. Despite the best efforts of medical professionals, the extent of her internal injuries made it impossible for her to survive. The autopsy also noted other significant injuries such as a concussion and multiple broken bones. Number 2. Blood alcohol levels. One of the key findings in Princess Diana's autopsy report was the absence of alcohol or illegal substances in her system at the time of the crash. This detail was particularly important because the driver of the car, Henry Paul, was found to have high blood alcohol levels, which raised questions about his ability to operate the vehicle safely. The autopsy conclusively showed that Princess Diana herself had not consumed any alcohol before the accident. This information was crucial in understanding the circumstances surrounding the crash and refuting any speculation that Princess Diana's own actions or judgment may have contributed to the tragedy. The absence of alcohol or drugs in her system also helped to reinforce the idea that Princess Diana was an innocent victim of this terrible event. Number 3. Seatbelt controversy. The autopsy report confirmed that neither Princess Diana nor her companion Dodi Fayed were wearing seatbelts at the time of the crash. This detail became a point of controversy and fueled speculation about whether the outcome could have been different had they been properly restrained. Some experts have suggested that wearing seatbelts might have reduced the severity of their injuries and potentially saved their lives. However, the autopsy report did not speculate on this possibility and instead focused on documenting the facts of their injuries and the cause of death. The absence of seatbelts also led to persistent rumors and conspiracy theories suggesting that the seatbelts had been intentionally disabled or tampered with. However, no concrete evidence has ever been presented to support these claims. Number 4. Pregnancy rumors. Following Princess Diana's death, there were widespread rumors that she may have been pregnant at the time of the crash. These rumors fueled various conspiracy theories and speculation about the potential reasons behind the tragedy. However, the final autopsy report definitively dispelled these rumors. The report stated that there was no evidence of pregnancy found during the examination of Princess Diana's body. This finding was based on a thorough analysis of her reproductive organs and blood hormone levels, which showed no sign of a developing fetus or pregnancy-related changes. The autopsy's conclusion on this matter helped to put an end to the persistent pregnancy rumors and refocus attention on the facts of the case. Number 5. Injury sustained. Princess Diana's autopsy report provided a detailed account of the extensive injuries she sustained in the car crash. The report documented a range of traumatic injuries to various parts of her body, painting a picture of the violent forces she endured during the impact. One of the most significant injuries noted was a severe concussion, indicating that she had suffered a serious blow to the head. The report also described multiple broken bones, including fractures to her ribs, collarbone, and arms. These fractures were likely caused by the immense force of the collision and the resulting impact of her body against the interior of the car. In addition to these external injuries, the autopsy revealed substantial internal trauma, particularly to her chest and lungs. The report noted significant bruising and bleeding in these areas, as well as damage to her heart and major blood vessels. Number 6. Timing of death. According to the findings, Princess Diana was still alive when first responders arrived at the scene of the crash. Despite suffering from severe injuries, she showed signs of life and was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. However, the extent of her internal injuries, particularly the ruptured blood vessels near her heart, proved to be too severe. The report indicated that even if Princess Diana's internal bleeding had been treated more rapidly, the likelihood of survival was extremely low given the severity of her injuries. This detail raised questions about the emergency response and whether more could have been done to save her life. The revelation about the timing of Princess Diana's death added a layer of poignancy to the tragedy, as it suggested there might have been a brief window of opportunity to change the outcome. Number 7. Impact and speed. The autopsy report provided insights into the force and speed involved in the crash that claimed Princess Diana's life. The findings correlated with physical evidence from the scene, which indicated a high-speed impact. The report noted that the injuries sustained by Princess Diana and the other occupants of the car were consistent with a sudden and violent collision. The severity of the damage to the vehicle itself also pointed to the extreme nature of the impact. Expert reconstructions and analysis suggested that the car was traveling at an estimated speed of 65 to 70 miles per hour. 104 to 113 kilometers per hour at the time of the accident. Number 8. Unusual delays. The autopsy report and subsequent investigations revealed unusual delays in the emergency response following the crash that killed Princess Diana. These delays have been a source of controversy and speculation over the years. One of the most notable issues was the time it took for the ambulance to transport Princess Diana to hospital. Reports indicated that the ambulance took longer than expected to navigate the streets of Paris and reach the medical facility. French emergency protocol, which emphasizes treatment at the scene before transport, was followed, leading to a slower journey to the hospital. Some have argued that these delays may have contributed to Princess Diana's death, as prompt medical treatment could have potentially improved her chances of survival. There were also questions raised about the initial response at the crash site, whether more could have been done to stabilize Princess Diana's condition before transport. While the autopsy report did not directly address these issues, it did provide a timeline of events that highlighted the critical window between the crash and Princess Diana's arrival at the hospital. Number 9. Toxicology reports. The toxicology reports included in Princess Diana's autopsy provided important information about her physical state at the time of the crash. These reports confirmed that there were no drugs or substances in Princess Diana's system that could have impaired her judgment or contributed to the accident. This finding was significant because it helped to rule out any speculation that Princess Diana might have been under the influence of alcohol or drugs, which could have affected her actions or reactions in the moment leading up to the crash. The absence of any impairing substances also reinforced the idea that Princess Diana was an innocent victim in the tragedy, and that her death was not the result of her own negligence or reckless behavior. Number 10. Conspiracy theories. Despite the comprehensive nature of Princess Diana's autopsy report, it has been a focal point for numerous conspiracy theories over the years. The report's findings, while conclusive in many respects, have not satisfied those who believe that there was more to the story of Princess Diana's death than a tragic accident. Some conspiracy theorists have pointed to perceived inconsistencies or unanswered questions in the autopsy report as evidence of a cover-up or foul play. These theories range from suggestions that Princess Diana was deliberately killed to claims that the autopsy reports were manipulated to conceal the true cause of her death. However, no credible evidence has ever been presented to support these claims, and the official investigations have consistently concluded that Princess Diana's death was the result of a tragic accident caused by the negligent actions of the driver. The persistence of conspiracy theories surrounding Princess Diana's death is a testament to the enduring fascination with her life and the deep sense of loss and grief that followed her tragic passing. Number 11. Brain injury. One of the significant findings in Princess Diana's autopsy report was the presence of a serious brain injury. The report detailed that Princess Diana had suffered a severe concussion as a result of the violent impact of the crash. A concussion is a type of traumatic brain injury that occurs when the head's subjected to a sudden and forceful blow. In Princess Diana's case, The collision caused her brain to move and shift inside her skull, leading to bruising and damage to the delicate tissue. The autopsy report noted that this brain injury was a contributing factor to the overall severity of her condition and played a role in her eventual death. The presence of a concussion can lead to a range of symptoms, including confusion, disorientation, and a loss of consciousness. In severe cases, it can also cause swelling and bleeding in the brain, which can be life-threatening. The discovery of Princess Diana's brain injury in the autopsy report underscored the devastating impact of the crash on her body and the challenges faced by medical professionals in treating such severe trauma. Number 12. Detailed examination. Princess Diana's autopsy was conducted with an extraordinary level of detail and thoroughness, reflecting the high-profile nature of her death and the intense public interest in the case. The examination was performed by a team of experienced forensic pathologists and medical experts who meticulously documented every aspect of Princess Diana's injuries and the condition of her body. The autopsy report itself was a comprehensive document that included extensive descriptions of the external and internal injuries, as well as detailed analysis of various organs and tissue samples. The level of scrutiny applied to the autopsy was unprecedented, as the examiners were acutely aware of the need to provide a definitive and unassailable account of the cause of Princess Diana's death. This meant that every finding was carefully verified and cross-checked, and any potential inconsistencies or anomalies were thoroughly investigated. The detailed nature of the examination also ensured that the autopsy report would be able to withstand the inevitable scrutiny and skepticism that would follow its release. The meticulous approach taken by the forensic team was a testament to the seriousness with which they treated their responsibility to provide a clear and accurate account of Princess Diana's death. Number 13. Press intrusion. The autopsy report on Princess Diana's death also shed light on the role that press intrusion played in the events leading up to the fatal crash. The findings suggested that the relentless pursuit of Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed by paparazzi photographers had created a dangerous and chaotic situation on the streets of Paris that night. Witness accounts and physical evidence from the crash site indicate that the driver, Henry Paul, had been attempting to evade the pursuing paparazzi when he lost control of the vehicle. The high-speed chase and the aggressive tactics employed by the photographers were cited as contributing factors to the dangerous conditions that ultimately led to the crash. The autopsy report's inclusion of these details underscored the toll that the constant media scrutiny and invasion of privacy had taken on Princess Diana's life. It also raised important questions about the ethical boundaries of press coverage and the responsibility of media organizations to respect the safety and well-being of their subjects. The findings related to press intrusion in the autopsy report added weight to calls for greater regulation and accountability in the tabloid media industry. Number 14. Witness testimonies. In addition to the physical evidence and medical findings, Princess Diana's autopsy report also drew on witness testimonies to help piece together a more complete picture of the events surrounding her death. These testimonies came from a variety of sources, including bystanders who had witnessed the crash, first responders who attended to Princess Diana at the scene, and medical personnel who treated her in the hospital. The witness accounts provided valuable insights into the immediate aftermath of the accident and the frantic efforts to save Princess Diana's life. They described the chaotic scene at the crash site, the challenges faced by emergency responders, and the desperate attempts by doctors to stabilize Princess Diana's condition. These testimonies helped to corroborate key details in the autopsy report and provided a human perspective on the tragedy. They also served to counter some of the early rumors and misinformation that had circulated in the wake of the crash. By including witness testimonies alongside the medical evidence, the autopsy report presented a more comprehensive and credible account of Princess Diana's final moments. Number 15. Medical documentation. The autopsy report on Princess Diana's death was not an isolated document, but rather part of a larger body of medical documentation that chronicled her treatment and care in the hours following the crash. This documentation included records from the emergency response teams who first attended to Princess Diana at the scene, as well as detailed notes and charts from the hospital where she was taken for treatment. These records provided a time-stamped account of the medical interventions and procedures that were performed to save Princess Diana's life. They described the extent of her injuries, the medications and treatments administered, and the moment-by-moment decisions made by her medical team. The inclusion of this comprehensive medical documentation in the autopsy review process was essential for understanding the full scope of Princess Diana's condition and the challenges faced by those responsible for her care. It allowed the forensic experts to build a detailed timeline of events and to identify any potential missed opportunities or areas where the response could have been improved. The medical documentation also served as a powerful reminder of the valiant efforts made by first responders and hospital staff in the face of an overwhelming and tragic situation. From the official cause of death to the controversial details and persistent conspiracy theories, the autopsy report offers a complex and multifaceted account of this historic event. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Do you think there are still unanswered questions about Princess Diana's death? Or do you believe the autopsy report provided a definitive account of what happened? Let us know in the comments down below. If you found this video informative and engaging, please give it a like and share it with others who might be interested. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth and interesting video updates. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.